Mics are live, guys. And since you guys don't really know what we're about to do exactly, and you can see I have a 4 ramekin system here. But this episode
Ramekin.
of Movie Schmovie, which is episode 217.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is kind of a new format. We haven't tried this before. This is based on a suggestion from this guy right here named
Ron.
And he suggested it in a Facebook group between me and him and
Steve.
And I'm John. And that was graceful as hell, wasn't it?
Wow. That felt like that, what is it, the $10,000 pyramid or whatever that shit is called? Like, he's, and I'm, and you're... Way to lead us.
But yes, Ronald suggested this idea for a game where we would be forced to come up with movie ideas based on a director and an actor and what kind of work might they do together. Mm-hmm. And then Ronald and I kicked that idea back and forth about what would be the structure of the actual game. And then for the purposes of trying it out on an episode, I came up with a very low-tech version of this game. Now, I am calling this game, we might change it later, but I think for this version of the game, we're calling it the Schmovie Studios movie game.
I like that.
Schmovie Studios movie game.
Schmovie Studios.
Schmovie Studios movie game.
Yes. Yeah. And the premise of this game is that we are the heads of
Steve
Schmovie
is mouthing us. Yeah. he's like, how does this rhythm? How's the rhythm of this?
Or the movie Schmovie Studios game.
Schmovie Studios movie game. SSMG.
Yes, the Schmovie Studios movie game.
Okay.
And the premise of it is we are the 3 heads of Schmovie Studios,
as we should be,
and we are right now working on our slate. Mm-hmm. And we're meeting right now, and we're each going to be given a project.
Okay.
And then we will reconvene and pitch our projects to each other. Mm-hmm.
Where's the coffee station?
and
where's my assistant?
We will also find out what the fate of our project is in terms of how it goes forward from production to being released and everything else. So there's going to be a little bit of ingenuity involved in this.
How are we knowing that, John? Are we actually making these movies?
There's a 4th ramekin.
Like
there's the ramekin of destiny that has scraps of paper in it, each of which describes the fate of a film.
Oh wow!
There's the ramekin of options, and this is sort of a little extra thing, not just a director and an actor, but an extra requirement that is laid onto your project that might inspire
a variable, if you will.
Okay.
But it might also put you into a corner. But this is what happens when you're running a studio. You got to take chances.
Yeah.
And then there is an actor and a director's pile.
Okay.
So I don't know, Steve. Do you think your project is one where an actor is looking for a director to start a project, or do you think this is one where you're working with a director and you're looking for an actor? So who do you want first?
I'm going to go with a director first.
All
I'm
right.
looking for more of an auteur, and I'll fill in the blanks after the fact.
Reach in there, pull out a scrap of paper. Who is your auteur?
Motherfucker. Miranda July.
Oh my God. That's a weird one.
Wow.
And no offense to her, she's incredible. She's an incredible director. But that is a...
Wow.
All right. I will be working with Mr. Spike Lee.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Hot off of his Cannes win.
Yeah.
All right. Mine is Sofia Coppola. It's an interesting one.
You good with Miranda July?
Sure.
I kind of like this one.
All right,
I've seen one of her movies.
Yeah. If you saw one of her movies, you know enough about her, I think, to know what she represents in terms of this ranking. She's sort of a quirky, out there indie director, right? All right, so now we're going to find out which actors we're working with. Steve, would you like to find out who did Miranda July team up with? Who did she bring in? Who was attracted?
If it's not Vin Diesel, I'd be pissed. Sterling K. Brown.
Oh my God, that's a really cool one.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
Damn.
I'm going to be working with Spike Lee and Rob Schneider.
That's a winning team right there.
All right. So Sofia Coppola.
They're gonna get along so
oh my
well.
God, Owen Wilson. That's so perfect. Sofia Coppola, Owen Wilson.
And Owen Wilson. Okay.
All right, so I've got Spike Lee and Rob Schneider. All right, so now this is the extra requirement. This is something that's going to make it maybe a little bit more difficult, but maybe there's market research the studio's been looking at, and we know that this is something we want on our slate.
Okay.
So Steve, would you like to draw your complicating factor?
Gross out comedy.
Okay. So, a gross out comedy directed by Miranda July, starring Sterling K. Brown. I will be working with Spike Lee and Rob Schneider on a film that has boundary-pushing sexual content.
Basically, Deuce Bigelow 3.
Yes, right.
All right. It's taking me a while to grab this. Okay. All right, so Sofia Coppola, Owen Wilson, gender flip remake of a classic film.
So in that case, I guess that means you need to think of a classic film that stars a female lead, and then gender flip it for
Mr. Wilson.
For Owen Wilson.
Okay.
So here's the part where we break, guys, and we think about what we want this project to be, and we can take, I guess, as much time as we need to think of a pitch.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Boundary-pushing sexual content.
I think I got mine. So Sofia Coppola, Owen Wilson, gender flipped remake of a classic film. So I think that we're going back to the early 2000s, a cult classic known as Mean Girls, except Mean Boys.
Oh.
Tina Fey's character will be played by Owen Wilson, Mr. Norbury, and it'll follow a group of teen men who it'll really expose some of the sensitivities that men have that are seldom talked about, some of the insecurities that we have about body image, dating, in a modern setting. So social media, very heavy in social media, things like that. Sofia Coppola is perfect for this because she does quirky shit.
Yeah.
So that's my idea.
I like the idea.
Mean Boys.
Mean Boys.
Yeah.
Now, boundary-pushing sexual content can mean a lot of things. But in this case, I think Spike Lee is the type of director who might take on something at this point in his career that's a little bit off the beaten path, maybe has a little bit of magical realism in it. In this film, Rob Schneider plays a guy who wishes to have a bigger...
Oh,
and one day he wakes up and he discovers that he can himself in the with his own...
Oh, man.
And he basically stops going out after that. Stops going into work. His girlfriend doesn't see him anymore. His friends don't see him anymore. And his life falls apart over this kind of sex addiction that's based on making love to himself all the time. And the name of the film is He's Got to Stop It.
I love He's Got to Stop It. I love that.
Wow. Man, that just fucked me up even more.
I really think this is what Rob Schneider's career needs, though.
Yeah. He's Got to Stop It. I'd watch that. Amazon or Netflix?
Well, we don't know yet, actually. We'll see what the fates of these films end up being.
I need some help, man. I'm not feeling this pairing or this trio.
It's Sterling K. Brown working with Miranda July.
I think the problem is Miranda July. Yeah. I'm having trouble.
Okay.
Well, let's say she's done all these quirky indie things and she's ready to do something a little bit
more
different.
Mainstream.
A little bit more mainstream.
Mainstream, okay. Yeah. Sterling can pretty much do anything. Mm-hmm. You know, he's got The Predator coming out soon.
Oh man.
What's a gross thing that could be in a gross out comedy that hasn't been that's untapped as yet? I've got a guy f***ing himself with his own. We could have two of those. I don't know if any studio's ever had two of those.
Yeah, I don't know. It might flood the marketplace.
Is the marketplace what you call Rob Schneider's butthole?
Yeah, you don't want to flood that. Only so much space. When you said Rob Schneider, I went to Deuce Bigelow.
Oh.
And when I thought gross out comedy, I thought, why isn't there a movie about Deuce's pimp, TJ, played by Eddie Griffin?
Oh.
But maybe recast.
That's
or
good.
Maybe Sterling is his new gigolo.
I like that.
I don't know though. I mean, what's Miranda bringing to this? I mean,
I think she's bringing that like she, you know what she's bringing? Probably John Hawkes. Probably somebody like
he's coming to the film with her.
Okay. The film. Maybe this is one of these things where we're going to have to replace her with Tony Gilroy at some point because it's just going to be
halfway
such
through.
a misfire.
I don't know, man. I'm going in this direction. I'm not sure of a title. Mm-hmm. John Hawkes has a place, obviously. Him and Sterling K work together. He doesn't know Sterling K is a gigolo.
Yeah.
TJ keeps showing up at work, dropping pieces of a sandwich all over the place inappropriately. But what can I call it?
Maybe Sterling K. Brown's character is named Thrice Bigelow.
Thrice?
Yeah.
Okay, we can workshop that.
Thrice Bigelow.
Thrice Bigelow.
Male gigolo.
Male gigolo. Maybe, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
having trouble with this, man.
That's a hard one. I'm
Thrice
not gonna lie to
Bigelow, the new gigolo.
you. Oh.
It's really ironic that we have a Deuce Bigelow spinoff and a Rob Schneider movie on our slate at the same time, and they're not related. Why don't we go ahead and find out what the fates of these movies are
Yeah,
gonna be.
definitely.
The Ramekin of Destiny
Oh
is
my
yours,
God,
Steve.
man.
It's a hard one, man. You had a hard one.
Is that one or two? Is that one?
That's one.
Okay.
They're folded twice.
Thank you guys for the workshop help.
Yeah.
No problem.
This is the highest grossing film ever made,
Holy shit.
even adjusted for inflation. Also, it is vehemently detested by its own fan base.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes
So
a lot
people
of
that were like real true Deuce fans
Yeah.
did not like
Thrice.
the introduction of Thrice
But Thrice Bigelow is officially the highest grossing film of all time.
of all time.
Yes.
All right. Well,
They never knew they'd always need it thrice.
Thrice. I'd watch that movie, man.
If you think about that, this is realistic because This
It
Is
is.
Us was a huge launch pad for
Yeah.
Sterling. And that
then
crossover
right into
potential,
Thrice.
huge.
well, I'm going to find out what happened to He's Got to Stop It.
I love that name.
This film, mysteriously shelved for 5 years after a splashy festival run, is still in limbo.
Damn.
Damn.
You know what it was? It was Thrice.
Yeah.
Thrice getting in the way of that.
On the schedule, we bit our own tail.
All right. So, the fate of Mean Boys. All right. So, the production company's held up in a legal morass.
Big fucking
After a
words.
string of the on-set murders. This film is never released. So there are
Damn.
murders involved with this production?
There was a string of on-set murders on the
Yeah.
set of, what was it called again?
Mean Boys.
Mean Boys.
So I guess the boys were really mean.
But I don't know who got killed. Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
you know what you did, Ronald? When you were casting the Mean Boys, you accidentally hired some actually mean boys.
Yeah, that killed the shit out of
That
each
string
other.
of murders. Now, I got to say, this was not a great season for us. However, he's really pulling his weight.
Yeah.
The highest grossing film of all time. I think Schmovie Studios.
Even adjusted for inflation.
Even adjusted for
But you know, it was a team effort, so you guys,
Yeah.
you were all
True.
part of it.
So the studio's still running.
We're so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to Thrice. We can never forget.
Thrice.
The studio,
It's our banner film.
you know the way when
So
when New
great.
Line went on to make Lord of the Rings, people mentioned this is the house that Freddy Krueger built.
Yep.
This is the house that Thrice Bigelow
Whatever
built.
Oscars we see in our future,
First of all,
it'll all
I'd
come
like
back to Thrice.
like to thank Thrice.
The real gigolo.
All right. Well, I'm going to say maybe this time we're going to start with some actors.
Yeah,
instead
go
of
ahead.
starting with some directors.
Cool.
So, Steve, let's see who you'll be working with. A lot of these actors come to us after the success of Thrice Bigelow.
As Steve Buscemi would.
Steve Buscemi, that's a good
one.
All right.
Now,
Who am I going to be working with? I'm going to be working with someone I've admired for a long time. Oh, Lupita Nyong'o.
okay.
No complaints.
David Allen Greer. All right, for a movie, okay.
Yeah. Now look at the talent we bring in when we want to develop a movie. Steve Buscemi, Lupita,
All right.
and David Allen.
David Allen Greer.
Well, which director is going to be attracted to this mysterious, unnamed Steve Buscemi project that's just been announced at Schmovie Studios?
Oh, Michael Bay.
Michael Bay.
We're reteaming them up.
Yeah.
It's been a bit since Armageddon.
Yeah.
And whatever else they did together. But we're really excited to be working together again.
All right. I got to say, guys, I'm really proud to announce that this project with Lupita is going to be directed by Alejandro Jodorowsky.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
That's a crazy one.
It is. He already has a 7,000-page book that's got all the designs.
David
for the
Allen
movie.
Greer movie led by Tyler So good.
That's great.
Yes.
That's money in the bank right
That
there.
is money in the bank.
All right, what's going to be our complicating factors this time?
Please let it be The World Is Ending. Just one. Ooh, a major M. Night style twist.
Oh. I'm going to be working with Lupita and Alejandro Jodorowsky on a film that is based on a cartoon character from television.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So it is a all motion capture film directed by Tyler Perry,
Starring
David Allen Greer.
So, guys, we are flush with cash after the success of Thrice Bigelow, so we really can't afford. We can afford some really good motion capture.
We got mocap. We got animated.
Yes, based on an animated character.
Oh, it's live action.
Yes.
Oh, live action. Okay.
Well, no, it doesn't have to be. It just has to be based
okay.
on.
We have options.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
So Lupita, the thing is, Lupita's been doing mocap before. I don't really want to hide her.
Okay.
I think I have an idea. I'm getting it.
It's hard.
I need to go into my hood. Major M. Night style twist. Am I disclosing the twist
You should disclose the twist
to you guys?
Yes.
I can trust you won't
Right, yes.
reveal it online.
This is just being recorded for our archives. This is not
being
anything.
published.
Yeah. I can go ahead and start with mine. This actually works out for me because I've had a long time. This is kind of a passion project for me as well. The cartoon character from television that we're going to be adapting into a film is the Trix Rabbit. And it's long been an idea of mine that the Trix Rabbit is a tragic character because those kids, there's no good reason why those kids can't share the cereal with him, right? He's going through this time and time again. They say tricks are for kids, silly rabbit. They're basically being assholes to him. It was something even my son, when he was 3 or 4, he noticed. Like, why are those kids so mean to that rabbit? If I was one of those kids, I would help that rabbit. But no one is helping him. The Trix Rabbit, he might be a little too into tricks. Maybe he comes on a little too strong. Years go by. He's been seeing a therapist for a long time. Lupita plays his therapist. It's come to the point in his journey where she believes he needs to go and confront each of the kids who tortured him years ago. And it's like a cross-country mission of revenge.
All right.
And she's with him, both helping him and enabling him, because maybe she's fallen in love with him, I think. But she's also trying to save him from himself and stop him from going too far. And inevitably, he will find that kid who's going to push him too far, a kid who's not repentant, a kid who's not apologetic, and the Trix Rabbit might do something really dangerous. So she's with him kind of like she's trying to defuse a bomb the whole time.
Okay.
So that's the movie I'm picturing. And Alejandro just has some really crazy, trippy visuals he wants to bring to it.
All right.
The thing is, the Trix Rabbit, he's addicted to tricks. And so he's going through withdrawals, and he's constantly having this reaction to sweets. So there's a lot of psychedelic imagery, and I think Alejandro is going to do a good job with that. And the name of the movie is House Tricks.
I like that.
So yeah, there you go.
So this is a crossover movie. This takes place in the early 90s. Medea is actually a actor in Hollywood, actress in Hollywood. And one of her early movies is critiqued by Men in Film character David Allen Greer. Now Medea hears that review, gets so angry that she wants to kill that person, and then she finds that this person isn't that bad after they meet and become friends. But that involves a lot of murderous threats, purse hitting from Medea, and lots of prayer in church.
You know, I actually just where do the mocap elements come into this?
This is all animated. Boom!
It's like wild card.
All
No
animated.
mocap.
Tyler Perry's first animated film.
But is it like a photorealistic mocap of him as Medea and of David Allen Greer as the guy?
Which could have just been done. We could have just been filmed normally.
We're just burning money after the success
Just
of Thrice
burning
Bigelow.
money. Just burning money.
I like that.
But they have dead eyes like Polar Express.
The technology's not quite there yet.
It's not
well, I'm
there.
thinking it's a Tyler Perry movie, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying anything against him, but surely he's not like a master of visual effects. So I would imagine whatever he would do with mocap would have kind of like a pleasant, kind of like ramshackle quality to
Yeah.
it, you know. So I like that. And what's it called? Did you say?
Medea on Film,
Medea
which
on
is
Film.
kind of a Men on Film, Medea.
Yep. How's it going over there, Steve?
I think I have an idea.
All right,
Okay.
cool. See what you
So,
got.
my film is called Engine 17.
Oh.
And basically what we're trying to do, I've always wanted to reboot the film Backdraft, Ron Howard's Backdraft.
Oh, wow.
And I think Michael Bay's the guy I'm going to do it with. We can make the fires bigger, the action louder, and the explosions even greater.
Even bayier.
Even bayier. And the best part is that Steve, he comes from a fire department career before he was an actor, so he can bring that to the role as like the elder statesman of the house. The film's called Engine 17, the firehouse from Backdraft. What we're doing is we're still solving a crime. There's these fires that continue to happen, much like in Backdraft.
Yeah.
But the M. Night twist is that Steven, the Kurt Russell character from Backdraft, the hero of Backdraft, actually did not die in Backdraft. And this is all the same universe, same engine house. He's actually the one doing these fires for the engine house and his family, burying him alive and letting his legend die.
Wow.
So he comes back. He never was dead. So his brother Brian went on and was this huge, heroic firefighter. Meanwhile, Steven, he's just dead. He wasn't dead. He's alive.
Damn.
And he's setting fires.
He's setting fires. He's an arsonist, is what I'm saying.
I like this.
And Steve Buscemi is our new hero. He's kind of the elder statesman of the house. We have a couple other people in mind to cast in like the younger, more sexy roles, because you got to have that in Bay films. There'd be a hot girl in there as well.
There has to be somebody that can have sex with Steve Buscemi watching.
Or with Steve Buscemi on top of a fire engine while they're on a fire call. We can explore those options. But I just think it would really blow people's minds if, much like in Split, Bruce Willis shows up in the end. I mean, do you think people would be ready to see Kurt Russell show up
People would fucking
at
faint.
the end? I don't know. We'll see.
Here's what I love about the Schmovie Studios slate so far that we've seen, based on last season and this season, is that we seem to like these properties that are crossovers and reboots. We got Men on Film, we've got Medea, we've got a whole Deuce Bigelow universe building out.
John, I got 2 letters for you. IP.
The Bigelowverse. The Bigelowverse.
Honestly, the Bigelowverse has been good to Schmovie Studios. So let's see how our movies did. Did you have a name for? Engine 17.
Engine 17.
I like that, man.
Let's see how our movies did. The Ramekin of Destiny is yours, Steve.
Man.
What?
This is a bummer. So, it almost seems like Bay kind of shot himself in the foot, because it seems like he had his most critically beloved film to date, but we didn't really do well at the box office.
Oh, so good with critics, but no box office.
Yeah, didn't.
Well,
Much like a Pain and Gain kind of thing.
Good movie, though.
Great movie.
after his
really
problems
enjoyed that
making
movie.
Dune, I really hope that Alejandro had some success with this project. So I'm hoping that he and
so,
Lupita,
too.
I could see those two making tons of movies together.
I hope so.
All the creepy things he says, comparing women to movies.
God.
And
I forgot about that.
we'll see how's Trix, the story of the Trix rabbit taking a course of revenge therapy. This is directed at me. It says, "I die penniless, but the movie is a cult classic,
Nice.
so I can dry my tears on that."
Cool. So a David Allen Greer led Tyler Perry movie that is animated. What happens to this? Your film is dumped in January and then immediately forgotten forever.
Wow.
That sounds about right. That sounds on brand.
This round hasn't been great for us
No,
financially.
This round hasn't been great for us. Do you think we could do a quick round to hopefully rebound?
We've got some critical love. We've got some cult classic
Yeah.
love. I'm sure it'll find an audience eventually.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Maybe we should do a round where we just kind of combine our forces.
All right.
Let's just let's just each grab something and we'll just do it together.
Oh yeah, we'll each
That'll
grab-
work.
Okay, so
You pull the director, actor.
well, Steve,
Curveball.
you still have you brought the biggest hit that we've ever had to the studio. So I'm going to let you choose which of the three.
Oh, man.
I'll go with actor.
All right. Well, let's get us started with actor. All right. Let's actually. You know what? Don't say it. Let's
I won't.
announce them
I
in
won't.
quick succession.
I won't.
You pick the director,
Prep.
and I will pick.
Don't announce it, Ronald.
Don't announce it yet. We're gonna.
All right.
So our next project that hopefully is going to pull us out of the ditch that we've gotten into with our last slate of projects.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be a biopic of a controversial figure.
Interesting.
Directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh.
This is lining up perfect for us.
Okay.
Because our star is none other than John Goodman.
Oh.
Shit.
This could be exciting, guys.
John Goodman with Tarantino playing a controversial historical figure.
Ooh.
Oh! John Goodman is Harvey Weinstein.
Holy fuck. Wait. Too soon?
No.
Not soon?
Let's
Not
lean
too soon?
into this.
Okay, lean into it.
Let's lean into this.
I just was thinking, who's a big man who's a controversial
Yeah.
figure, and that's the
Good one.
first. That's the first thought I had. Well, Tarantino's got to have some crazy spin on this, though.
Yeah. He knows the man personally.
Right. Is it just the story of a creep, or do we actually tell the story of the rise of Weinstein?
How far do we go back? Because do we need
Yeah.
to cast... Can we age Goodman down enough?
I think Goodman with short shorts and a little beanie on, holding a lollipop.
Yeah.
Could play young
I feel
Weinstein.
like Harvey Weinstein's always looked 80.
Yeah.
So,
It's not... Yeah, it's not false.
yeah, he can like just... Remember Wienerville? He just have his... Wienerville was a show on Nickelodeon where they had like little baby figures
yes,
with
yes.
the large heads. They should do that
Yes.
for him as a kid.
So we'll do it like Wienerville. We'll get
Absolutely.
Tarantino to do all the flashbacks like Wienerville.
Yes.
And
I kind of like the idea of it being like a assault revenge sort of film too, where like his victims kind of figure out.
Or
that
does this
they've all-
become so surreal that it starts at the beginning of the Me Too movement and all this stuff and becomes more of that, like, revenge film?
revenge film?
Do we rewrite how this could play out?
Yeah.
I know this is strange coming from a studio that has put out a movie where a guy himself with his own, but is this in poor taste?
It might be. I feel like we painted ourselves into a corner.
Well, I mean, Tarantino seems like a guy who would bite off something.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe it's like he
certainly.
killed Hitler. So I think he
Yeah.
could have, comeuppance for Weinstein in the film. But is that in and of itself, is it still in poor taste? Is it still too soon?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? It's not hashtag too soon?
No, I think there has to be some revenge.
What's it called? What does he call it? He's already making a movie called, like, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something right now.
Yes.
So this would not be called that.
The many.
Ooh,
The many?
The many.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
I like it. The many.
The many.
The many.
Like, who's coming after him? The many. The many he has victimized. The many.
Studio boss. No, I don't know.
Sorry, let me laugh so hard at that. Damn it.
Maybe a title forthcoming.
Yeah.
But
Working title is The Many.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because it could just be called like Weinstein.
It could be, but that Quentin Tarantino revenge aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's find out how it did.
Oh, shoot.
Our In Poor Taste Weinstein biopic, directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring John Goodman. Netflix buys the film and releases it secretly to virtually no fanfare. It will remain unclear if anyone has ever watched it.
That,
One of the downsides of the Netflix model.
yes,
So
kind of gets lost in the
kind of
sauce.
bit us on the ass, but
But it's kind of like a sweet move on Netflix's part to
Yeah.
show, like, hey, he was the guy,
yeah,
and now we're kind of the guy putting out his biopic.
yeah.
That's true.
You know, that platform.
So what happens to Tarantino that puts him in the position where Netflix is buying his next movie? Sounds like the troubled production guys.
It does. I mean, Tarantino
does.
got himself caught up in a little bit of stuff himself.
Yeah.
Maybe it comes back up a little late in the production. Maybe there's protests.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we don't have a recording revealing which of us was the one that thought of this whole Weinstein angle.
It's a good thing that that's not out
Because it could be
there.
a real career ender.
This could become like a two-person studio
Right.
if it got out. But we're good. Don't worry about it.
Well, guys, I want to say it's been fun running a movie studio
It has
with you
been.
here at Schmovie Studios and playing the Schmovie Studios movie game. See, it kind of rolls off once you
It
know.
does.
It's been a lot of fun.
Once you group it like that, this is an interesting studio. We're gonna have a great range of films from a lot of great directors.
There's probably people out there that want us to get away from the Deuce Bigelow related projects,
And we will.
and we will.
the
We will.
Bigelow verse.
In
Yeah.
time.
I like that. We try to like get on this.
The best part, what you know, your analogy to New Line. That's
Yeah.
really what we will become.
Right.
We'll have our Lord of the Rings one day. Okay, just give us some time.
Thrice.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode 217 is done.
It's done.
No, we'll do this game again. That was fun.
Oh yeah.
Good idea, Ronald.
Movieschmovie.com,
Thank you.
Facebook.com/movieschmovie, and whatever podcast service you choose to listen on, we should be there. If you listen to us on any of those, please review it or rate it, whatever you can do to help us. Let us know how we're doing and let people know that I think we're a pretty decent podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fun doing it, so hopefully that comes off. So let us know, like, what you think, and hopefully, or if there's ways we can improve it. You can let us know that, too.
Yeah.
Please.
Both as a podcast and as a movie studio.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're also taking submissions. It was still a working title, The Many. So if you have ideas, if you want to be included in that possible controversy, let us know. But yeah, thanks for listening. And as always, you've made our day. Thanks.
Bye.